Hey y'all, how many times have you seen a video introduction here with this? A Ruger product. I'm telling you, if they'd stop making such good products, I would stop doing reviews of them, but can't help it. So this one here is my newest Ruger addition to my family. This is the 2245 Lite. Here's all these goodies. MkIII rail for on top if you want to mount different type of sight. Of course, the lock. Comes here in a nice cloth case. Comes with 2 magazines, which, as you know, I always like. Turn around. So just a little bit of an overview. The 2245 is basically their Mark III, but with a 45 grip. So let me show you here. I have my 45 with me. And if you look, the grip is pretty much identical. Mag release in the same place. Of course, the safety is different. Kind of had to do it that way because this does not have a reciprocating slide, and the lock is different. But the grip angle, grip panels, everything is the same. And of course, there's no safety in the back here, no grip safety. So this puppy here, of course, it's a 22 long rifle. As I said, the magazine capacity is 10 rounds. The barrel on this one is threaded, and this was actually the big thing that drew me to this handgun. I don't have a suppressor yet, but I've been wanting to get one for a while, and I figured this would be the perfect pistol to mate it with. So here's the threading protector. It's a little spring right here, and there is the threading. Now, of course, as I said, this is the 2245 Lite. This thing is very light. It weighs 22.8 ounces. So this right here, you might think it's a bull barrel, but it's not. This is actually just the sleeve around the barrel. So, you know, it kind of makes it look like it weighs more than it does, but yeah, this thing is extremely light. It's made out of aluminum, and this is anodized gold coloring, the finish on it. The height on it is 5.5 inches, and it is 8.5 inches long with a 4.4 inch barrel length. So for me, in Wisconsin for hunting, this is just a little bit short. We have to have 5 inches to legally hunt with a handgun in Wisconsin, so I wouldn't be able to plink squirrels or anything like that with it. The width on it is 1 inch. Rear sight is adjustable. You'll notice on here these sights are a little bit higher, and that is to compensate for the suppressor. It has been tapped right up here, so if you wanted to put the MkIII rail, you'd have to remove the rear sight and then slap the MkIII rail on there and you'd be good to go. Be a very simple process. You could do it at home. It operates as any standard Mark III. Now, I'm not sure the original 2245, I don't know what iteration of the Mark series of handguns was out, if it was the Mark II or the Mark III. Not exactly positive, but as I said before, this one here is based on the Mark III. The Ruger 2245 Lite, the MSRP on it is $469. I want to go ahead here also and show you, whoops, sorry about that, the difference. This here is a Mark III. It's about 2 years old, so it's a newer model. I'm going to look at the difference in the grip angle, the style. Pretty much is externally and from what I can tell internally, everything in the upper receiver is the same as far as the workings. Of course it looks different. I'm sure the barrel looks a little bit different, but everything is configured in the same manner. The difference being is the lower receiver. So, and like I said earlier, basically what they did is they took a 45 lower and made it into a Mark III upper. So you need a magazine to operate the trigger, and as I just showed, it is clear. And the trigger on it is, like all the Mark IIIs I've used, is a really good trigger. Overall, I found this to be pretty accurate. Grouped real nice, shot really nice, and I've had good luck with all the Ruger Mark IIIs and 2245s that I've shot. I like the looks of this. I think it looks pretty sharp with the right here, the ribbing, and up front. I think it looks nice. You know, it doesn't really serve a functional purpose other than maybe a little bit of weight, but you know, since this is aluminum, I can't picture it being that much weight reduction. But it looks kind of nice, and I think it kind of mirrors the style of a lot of 45s now that have, you know, when you're actually pulling the charging handle back, or the upper receiver back to cock it, you know, you're pulling here. Some of them have it in front. So I think it just kind of mimics the style of that. So I think it's very aesthetically pleasing, for me anyway. I think it's a pretty sharp looking pistol, and like I said, it's a great shooting pistol, and it's a Ruger, so it's going to last really well. Now the bottom here is Zytel polymer. I'm not sure the previous 2245s if they were also polymer, or if they're metal. Not sure. I know my Mark III that I have has the bottom is metal, not a polymer. So one of the benefits I found out right away to the polymer is that, I guess just because of the, you know, polymer is softer than metal, so and a little bit more forgiving, I think. It was a lot easier to disassemble and reassemble this handgun. Now, I'm not going to do it on camera because I've not gotten efficient enough where it is easy. And if any of you are familiar with Mark IIIs, they do take a little bit of work to get apart and then get back together. It's not a simple handgun to take apart. It does get easier over time, but I'll tell you, you know, I've had my Mark III, I've had at least a couple years now, and I've taken it apart maybe 5 or 6 times. The first time I took this one apart, it was easier than my Mark III after 5 or 6 times. It comes apart and goes together far easier. And like I said, I attribute that to the polymer lower receiver. So, and this kind of matches. There are a couple handgun, a couple companies that are going to be putting out actual 1911s with the lower receiver is going to be plastic. So, and I'm kind of looking forward to that. Maybe Ruger will hop on that bandwagon. I think that's a good idea, good concept to try. Cut down on a little bit of lightness, you know, where it's not necessary to have metal. So anyway, I went on long enough. If any of you have any questions or anything, let me know. Semper Fi.